And okay, so we should be coming through now. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I mean, what did we say? Good episode or good episode? I'm sure everybody's still getting over the heights that they were at today. Or, I mean, it's crazy time zones everywhere. So the episode came out here at 5 a.m. and it's 7 p.m. now. So
Oh my God. Oh, wait, give me your schedule. Like, I want to know the Ash like schedule. Like, how do you prepare? Because like obviously like you have makeup on. Like, how do you take us a day in the life of you, like preparing like
of a day that the episode
of a
comes
new
out.
episode dropping? Like, what time are you waking up? And like take us through your journey to this moment.
3:15 a.m. baby up to do because I like to have like I sort my cat out. I have to have my makeup and everything done before the episode starts so that I'm not because I don't want to be distracted either. Like when I'm because normally I would just watch TV when I'm like getting ready. And then I watch the episode through like clean once at 5 a.m.
Mhm.
And then I'll go back to like all normally like Bette and Tina, Danny and Gigi, those scenes.
Yeah.
And then once I've seen it twice and I've kind of like picked up like all the little things, then I'll go and like clip everything that I want to clip. And then I'll do, I mean, like normally with a video, like I'll not script it, but like loosely go through it. But ones like this, it's more like my initial thoughts and things because like tomorrow I always do a video that's like I'll watch the episode a couple more times and pick up like all the little this is a reflection of this scene and a parallel of this and then I do those videos that's like all the things you missed. But it takes me quite a while to do the clips and then actually film it, edit it, blah blah blah, get it up. And then normally when it's uploading I record the trailer breakdown and then by that stage it's like so from 5 a.m. to like 1 o'clock and then all my social media is blown up by this stage so then I start pushing them all out and replying to all the social media.
Hi everyone in the chat. You guys like made my week last week. How fun it was. The time like flew by. I'm not used
I
to
know.
dealing like in like an interactive thing, and it like blew my mind. And so many of your viewers like messaged me on Twitter and like somebody was like,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know how
it's
to
so
message.
great.
Some person was like, even this morning, they're like, I don't know how to message you on Twitter. So so they DM'd me the sex scene with all the music stripped out. And I'm like, maybe this was a reaction to my saying how I hate the music. Did you agree with me, by the way, that the music was jarring in the beginning?
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Yeah, my audience is really great and really interactive, and they had those. That I think it was Amanda was the first person who had it up. They had like all the Bette and Tina scenes up, no music, like before the episode had
How do
even
they do that,
finished.
by the way? How do you strip out music?
You can do it in like Final Cut Pro or Adobe, but I mean the
Celine,
thing is,
Celine says I need to talk to the music supervisor.
I have her email. The thing is though sometimes I mean like these scenes they've obviously left the audio track underneath that's like when they're filming what's really the
Totally.
noise, but she bar they've
Yeah.
taken it out, so they've like just muted it, so I don't know what was being said under there, but
Okay.
yeah, sometimes they
Because
take it out.
in the I'm sorry, the episode that you did where you stripped out the music from last week, um, we never hear them say like they're exchanging a few words. How do you
Mhm.
not keep that?
I
How do you
know.
drown
I
that out
know.
with shitty pop music? It's not even like it's good music. It's like shit pop music. Even the original L Word, they always had great music. Listen, I can
Mm.
go on about Easy Girl, but I'll tell you one thing: she did have good taste in music, in scoring. Well, actually, no, not scoring the show. In as a music supervisor, I thought she did a good job.
Yeah.
You know?
Other things? Other things not so much, but well, for the episode, just for the episode, to talk about the episode overall, I
Mhm.
mean, I I went through this
Where to
kind
begin?
of like, yeah, where to begin? All day I've been like, because I'm just like, I loved obviously like the Bette and Tina stuff. No, no rocket scientist here is gonna be surprised, but I loved it. I thought it was like just the perfect amount of like what fan service, but like a little bit cheesy, but just so that's what everybody wanted to, well, majority of people wanted to see. And I just thought everything, like the performances were phenomenal as per usual. They looked great, they sounded great. It was like fun too, like it
It
wasn't
was
so
so
serious and
fun.
heavy. Yeah.
It was
The
fun because
OG
it had a sense
scene
of it.
was
Here's the thing.
amazing.
Here's the thing. It was self-aware enough. Like they
Yeah.
know it's ridiculous, but this time they're in on the joke. Like
Yeah.
they're in on. Sorry, this thing keeps going up. I love that I love that they are in on the joke of like when Bet says, "I have to go win your mom back again." Like that's such a quick line, but like that's really funny. And Shane saying like, "What made you think it would be different this time? Like we've done this."
Yeah.
I loved that the scenes with the original cast, like there
The
was,
Dana scene, the four of them,
yeah,
I loved it.
yeah,
Like,
there just was this knowingness that I really appreciated.
and because of that, because like obviously the last scene was my favorite. I
Mm,
loved the little, the second I saw that frame in the trailer, I was like, they're gonna do this earring thing. And all of that was like jokey, fun and things. And then I kept having, like, as I watched the episode,
mhm.
I kept having these like fits of of rage every time it cut back to that fucking Pictionary. I was just like we have been capable of this stuff with the
Yeah.
OGs all along, and this is what we're doing.
It's because they feel the pressure to I think they just feel the pressure to create this ensemble cast, and otherwise the show is down to 4 people. But unfortunately, the characters that they created from the start just weren't fully fleshed out characters. They weren't interesting, they weren't funny, they were completely all miscast across the board. Not the Angie Jordan Hull was the only well cast newcomer.
GG. I
And
think
Gigi.
GG. Yeah.
And Gigi. Those are the only two. Even I would even venture to say Nat was miscast. Like I'm not drawn to Nat in any way. I don't find her charming, funny, interesting, anything.
But that's like
And
the
what? Because
thing.
she's married to Tig, she gets a pass. Like,
But
help
I'd
me.
like honestly that the only people that I would have cared that it cut to would be Danny and Gigi. And
Yeah.
look, if it couldn't have got any worse for the Danny and Gigi situation in this episode.
How have people been reacting to the Danny and Gigi? Like, what did you guys think? Like, I was so turned off the way they like juxtaposed like the car crash with I mean, I get they're going for high drama, but for me, it was so jarring. It's up there in the list of like the bad music, like taking me out of a scene. Like, are you kidding me?
Mm,
It just, and I get that's what the point is. That's what they're trying to do. But like, if I were in the room, I would have found another way to do it.
yeah.
If you have, because they've got a gun to their heads. Like, I mean, I don't know if like viewers or listeners or like I don't know the audience understands that a lot of these decisions, it's not like, oh, we want to piss off the fans. It's like, no, an actor is leaving for one reason or another. I'm sure nobody was happy about it. And they now have a gun to their head that we need to write this character out in one episode.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
mean, do
much.
you agree with that? I don't want to talk out of school, but like,
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I will say, and this is, I mean, people can can say, oh, they don't think that or they do or whatever. But I mean, scores and scores of people who work on the show, Showtime, whatever you want to say, people who are affiliated and working on the show have said to me, this show, as I've said last week, I think is what it is, has season 3 because of social media.
Mhm.
And there is a lot of stuff like, okay, Jennifer Beals and Laurel Holloman very much wanted that storyline. As Jennifer said, she told Marja, this is always what I want. But there is, I think well, I know that this show, more so than probably many others, does bow a little bit to things like that, way more so than if you would have asked me this question last year, this time last year, I would have said no way. Like they're not
No
even
way to what? No way about
like
what?
they're not even taking into account like what people are saying and what people want. But after what I've seen and heard this year, like they definitely do way more. But stuff like that where no matter what, Seppi is leaving the show, that
Okay, so questions are coming
they
in
have
here.
to do it.
A few people are asking, is it Seppi's choice to leave? How do we want to answer this? Because I feel like people deserve an answer, and they're only going to get the truth out of yeah, like, do you want me
I
to?
mean, if you want, I mean,
I mean,
I
yeah, like, how would you answer that question?
I think I've been, because people, people even sending me messages and stuff like, it's not as if
Says, truth, please.
it's not as if Seppi's turned around and said, listen, she's booked and busy, like she's very talented and has a lot going on, but in no way did she turn around and say, hey, I want to leave the show.
No. Okay, so what I've heard like mixed things, and going back actually to before it was even picked up. Like it's part of the reason that it took so long for them to renew the show had to do with some casting issues. And I mean, without, and I don't know anything for sure because I wasn't in the room. I don't know these people personally, but from what I understand,
Obviously, same.
Yeah, like from what I understand, there was some type of issue with Jennifer Beals and Seppi, and they kind of can't. I can't even imagine. That's why I made that joke about maybe it was because like when I that's why it's because I'm sitting here like what on earth? Like it's not like these people have that many scenes together. They dated briefly in the previous season, and now they're already paired off with new people. So it's not like they would ever even have to share space at all. So. But that's my understanding that there was an issue between the two of them, and it kind of an ultimatum came down. Seppi was like, okay, I'll leave. And then Jennifer left for a completely unrelated reason. And so they sort of had this, what do they call that? When like you fire, I'm referring to like a gun. What do they call that? It canceled each other out.
Trigger. Yeah.
So I think Jennifer maybe was going to leave no matter what. Because like I said last week, where else is this character to go? Like we got to land the plane at a certain point. So she basically left for no reason. Yes, that's how I feel. Not knowing, truly knowing like 10% of it. Do you think if we have season 4 that somebody's saying, do you think if we have a season 4 that Jennifer Beals would return? No.
No, I don't think so either.
No. I agree. Seppi became super famous. She's an open queer. Yes. Oh, here, do you want to take this? This is a good question. Why are Bette and Tina being left out of so many episodes?
I mean, Laurel Holloman, like I think that would have always been the plan, even if Jennifer Beals had signed a contract that said I'm going to be in Gen Q for 10 years, because Laurel filmed episodes 1 and 2, and then she was at the show in London. She was in Barcelona. Like she's got lots of stuff going on. So I wasn't surprised that she was only going to be in 4 episodes, but she did 5 last year, you know, similar amount. And I mean, I think that Jennifer pushed for this storyline. I 1,000,000,000%. And again, like Jess said, like we're not in the room. We hear things, but she even said at the San Francisco thing, this is what she always wanted. And I think in a way, by her saying, well, I'm going to go at the end of the year, this is again my opinion, that it kind of forced the hand of Showtime, the writers, whatever you want to say. And because what are they going to do? Bette's going to leave at the end of season 3, and then they're going to be like, what was all this for?
Right.
They had to get them together and do what they just did the last episode, because otherwise, you know.
I think it actually makes sense. I feel like this is a rare time where something actually makes sense in the show. It does make sense that Bette would go to Toronto. That actually does make sense. Although, didn't they establish that Tina was like maybe getting a place in LA? How did she meet Rosie?
But that's the thing. Carrie is supposed to be from.
Makes no sense. But
yeah.
Yeah, I take it back of it making sense.
And why is Carrie staying in LA? She moved there for Tina. That was the whole thing in season 1.
I thought Carrie lived in LA. She was a lawyer. Wasn't she like a district attorney in LA?
Yeah, but like in season 1, it was like Tina showed up on the doorstep, like Angie called me, and remember she was on the phone and the whole engaged thing, and then they were like, we're gonna move back to LA, her and Carrie. But I think maybe they forgot. They did that.
Oh my God. But anyway, I do think it makes sense. Okay, if it makes sense in the context of the show that like, okay, they would be off and then these episodes, and then it's the getting married that would just be crazy.
It was, I mean, obviously, like that's the thing that's difficult for me, is that I just look at like, yes, these 2 episodes were great, and I just look at it and I'm like, why did we fuck around for 2 years when we had them here? And you know, it just
Okay, so I heard you say this in your video earlier, and I wanted to ask you, what did you mean by we had this the whole time? Are you referring to are you saying A, we could have gotten Bette and Tina back together sooner? Or are you saying we had the chemistry of the original cast, we could have been playing with them together more the whole time?
I mean, kind of all, but the main thing I was getting at there was like, more so Gen Q had it within them to deliver this, because I mean, I'm not saying like,
a
you
Bette
know,
and Tina reunion?
just that this like having them all the OGs be together, and
Yes.
it just be like
Fun and
reminiscent, of because literally last season they waited till episode fucking 9 to even put them in the room together.
Eden and Misha barely have any scenes together. If you go to like
No.
season 1 and season 2, it's so strange. Like they wanted to do the show again because they wanted to work together again, and yet they barely have seen. It's weird how they silo characters off, and I find that very bothersome. I hate when they do that. I like big group scenes. It allows for more spontaneity and more improv, and they tends to be lighter. Okay, so somebody asked a good question. Parisa, she asks, how would you have wanted the Genie story to progress? Just curious to know. That's a great question.
Mm.
What do you think, Ash?
I mean, like you said last week, if you're having Bette and Tina get back together, you know, they're going into this good play. Like there's only so much you can do with that. And again, I know a lot of people would watch like domestic Bette and Tina, but it's not drama, it's not exciting. That's just not going to be multiple seasons of television. But you can not like create all that drama with Danny and Gigi, but I think it's an interesting story having, you know, Gigi has kids and Gigi has an ex-wife, and Danny also is someone that like has a complicated family history, whether they've just decided to drop that completely, that she had all this stuff with her dad, or she's starting her own company. Like, there's lots of threads you can pull on there. And even you can go into more like personal stuff, or if they want to have like a serious relationship, or if they like Danny being a step parent, or a few years down the road like they can be having kids or getting engaged or whatever it is. But there's lots of things you could do there.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think like the fact that both of them are so so career focused, like whereas
Mhm.
with Bette and Tina, like we really mostly saw Bette's career for like the first half of the show. It's interesting that both Danny and Gigi are like really successful in their careers. And I loved how they showed so much of like, and also the most realistic thing about this show is Gigi being a real estate agent. Everyone in LA who does not work in the entertainment industry is a real estate broker. So it's funny that it took this long to like make somebody a real estate broker. Show some like house porn. Like that's awesome. Like we love $1 million listing. LA, New York, selling Sunset. Like what I could make it up. I could make up some theoretical. Maybe Gigi joins the agency for my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You get that or no?
Nah, just as you say Beverly Hills, I was like, oh.
maybe Gigi goes to work for Mauricio. God, I don't know if anybody getting these references. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the show can survive without Jennifer Beals.
I mean, it's really good. Even the trailer for episode 3, I it just the I just don't know what these I mean, there is a few things that
Oh my
I've
God, they are getting it, not
heard.
Kyle's husband. Yes. Gigi goes to work for Mauricio. They made a reality show. Okay, I won't bore it. Is anybody watching Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix?
Oh,
That's
no.
the Gigi goes and is cast on Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix. That's the storyline. She's working for the agency. And Danny's like insecure. Like, oh my God, like Gigi's on TV now. Everyone's gonna want to
Everyone's gonna want her.
Everyone's gonna want her. Gigi gets cast on Selling Sunset.
Well, they're having someone from Selling Sunset in the finale.
Oh my God, yes, because
Yeah.
there's like a fake lesbian on. Yes. Can I tell you, I loved when Gigi and Bette were together. I thought I fucking
Oh, yeah.
died and went to heaven.
Oh
Like
my God, I
they
loved it
were
too.
so. I was like, whoa! I can't believe they figured this one out. Right? Like
Yeah.
that first scene of them with like the scallops, right? When it's like,
Oh, yeah.
that scene is so well written. If you rewatch that scene, it is probably maybe one of the best scenes like in the entire Gen Q. So well written.
That's what I mean. They do have it in them, but I don't know what, like, I just don't understand like what happens sometimes, because those I'm honest, like there's a lot of the time like I can dress stuff up and get enthusiastic about certain things, but like now the point that we're at and the point that like I'm at, like I'm just being truthful, but I'm supposed to be a Gen Q or L word like review person, and even I'm fast forwarding through Micah, Finley, all that stuff. So
You just made a great point, and you said this because I watched your video right before I came on here. So
thanks.
I want to like your immediate thoughts because I want to be able to respond to some stuff. So you talked about how you're fast forwarding through, and I do the same thing. Like we are simpatico. We are the same. And I was remembering back to season 1 because I didn't always used to fast forward through their scenes. And here's why. I remembered how we'll just call them the kids, like the Gen Qers, I'm going to calling them the kids. Sophie and Finley worked for Alice. They showed so
Yes.
much more of the Alice show, and that I was into, because if you got Alice as the anchor and then you have Sophie and Finley as more comedic relief, their chemistry of the three of them was great. And I hate Sophie, and I like them better as like bros. I don't like them as a romantic couple. Like, I'm not into it. I'm sorry.
A
I
lot of people say that.
I was
A lot of
into
people
them
say
as
that.
friends. I loved them as best friends. I think maybe they're trying to recreate like the Dana Alice, but no.
Mm. I, the thing is, like, I think that's what again, like, I I knew a lot about episodes 1 and 2, and I know about 9 and 10, and I know about 6, but I don't, and like a few bits here and there, like episode 4, but I don't really know a lot about 5, 7, or 8. But I think, judging from when I was on the set when they were finishing 8 and 9, and they did the table read for 10. So they were
Were you
obviously,
around for the table read?
I was there the day of the table read.
But you didn't have like access to watch it.
No, no, fuck no,
Also, Jennifer
no.
Beals was like milling around when you were there.
There was I saw pretty much everyone except Jennifer Beals and, well, obviously Seppi, and Ari. I did Everybody else was like,
Or like Kate and Lee show her around.
yeah, like I like walked past them and said hi. It wasn't
But
it
you didn't
wasn't like we had some powwow or anything.
okay, got it.
I've met Leisha before, and she was super super awesome. Really, I mean, everybody was really nice and
Yeah.
said hi, and
They'll chat with you.
um,
If you like run into them, like they like to talk.
oh, well, as I've said many, many times, when I met Laurel, like, she knew who I was and
Yeah.
was so, so nice to me. So, but when I was on the set, like, literally all the Alice sets were still up, and that's what they gave me a tour of that, and even like the Alice stage and the interior of Dana's, which was obviously set up for like rehearsal stuff,
Yeah.
and it they were saying like they had filmed a lot on the Alice set. So I'm getting kind of the vibe that with all these guest stars like Margaret Cho, Joey Lauren Adams, and then apart from episode 6 is like the musical.
You're right. I agree with you. Hard agree. You're correct. Saying Jennifer doesn't seem like a talker.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wasn't including Jennifer in that. Go ahead. So you think we're gonna see more Alice scenes?
Alice, yeah, yeah, yeah. Except
Good.
episode 6, because it just seems like nearly everything's set there. Apart from when they go for
Good.
this.
That's what we want to see. Like, do you think do we think they're gonna keep Tess and Shane together?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's gonna be together that was in season
Like
2
in the whole thing of
together.
like finding the one, like I feel like
Mm,
Shane would be a really good exploration of like not everybody not everybody wants the one. There are a lot of people who go through life and have very meaningful relationships that last a year or 3 years, and then you don't have to like be with somebody 80 years and go to the grave holding hands to like
mm.
make a meaningful life. And I take like personal issue with that when I see that in media, that like it perpetuates this false narrative. It's this heteronormative
Yeah,
narrative that you gotta be in a couple, you gotta get married, you gotta have
to be
kids
happy.
to be forget about being happy, to be like part of society. And as somebody, I mean, like I'll share like a bit, like for all of my 20s, like it took me a really long time to find my person, and I did find my person, and I thought, and we were together for over 8 years, and it
A
ended
long
very
time.
suddenly, and like right before COVID. And now I've been like, I now I reflect back, and I'm like, I look at my friends, how they're all married, all my gay friends, guys and girls. Mind you, the guys were all in open relationships. Guys and girls, even my lesbian friends, two of my best lesbian friends, they opened up their marriage. like a year and
Oh,
change.
wow.
Yeah, they're fucking their way through New York City. You have no idea what's going on. It is crazy. But
Oh
anyway,
my
um,
god. Do you think
for
it like, out of all your friends, do you look at the group and you would say collectively, like, most of them are happy or most of them aren't happy?
that's an interesting question. Um, I would venture to say I don't think it's black and white. I think there are times when people are really happy, and then there are times when people aren't. Like throughout the length of a relationship,
Mhm.
like do you mean in the context of a relationship or just like a person?
Just because I just feel like there's so many people who maybe they've been together for like 5, 6, whatever many years, and there's so many people who either they stay together because they don't wanna be alone, or there's people that get into relationships because they're like, "Oh, I'm 35 and I'm not married, like, I need to
So
get with someone."
I would say the motivation for most people getting into relationships is they cannot be no, above all, they cannot be alone.
Yeah.
They cannot be alone. And especially in a place like New York, so many people get into relationships because now you're only paying one rent. Like they move in together because it's so expensive to live here. I'm being serious. It's so expensive to live here. So people like feel this need to like hook on to each other. And then I think it's the social pressure. Now, like
Mhm.
that's why I joked in the last video, like I'm against gay marriage because I think it, I think it was a lot cooler like in the 80s and the 90s. And I'm not talking about it being illegal. Like I don't want to be alive where it's like illegal to be gay and people are getting attacked on the streets. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a time where everyone just wasn't just falling into this heteronormative script that now we're going to get
Mhm.
married and now we're going to have kids and now we're going to get divorced. It's like the same thing. And now that I'm out of that, and I even was like briefly married, like and people ask me like, why
Oh, I
did
didn't
you
know
get
that.
married? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want to. The whole time I was saying, I don't want to get married. And like even I got swept up and romanced into it.
Mm.
And I just it I don't know. I feel so free of all that now. Like now that I'm on the other side of it, and trust me, I didn't want my relationship to end. It wasn't about that.
Mhm.
I did not want my relationship to end, but I think there is this compulsion
Mhm.
to get married and the kids and I don't know.
No,
I
I
never
definitely agree with you. I definitely agree
yeah,
with you.
and people feel like they're not part of society if they're not or maybe I'm just projecting. That's how I've felt at times, but
No, like,
I rid myself of those chains now.
you're not complete until you have that, and it's like,
It's bullshit.
I'm a whole person by myself, I don't need someone else to like, that should be someone else or someone that you love should be an extra. Like, it should be something that brings you more happiness, not something that's it's like, so many things, like, I've talked about this a lot on my channel, but I've lost, like, 250 pounds, and people always think, like, "Oh, when you lose weight, like, everything's gonna be fine and magical," and it's like, "No, you still have the same problems that you have to fix,
Wow.
like, what's in here," you know? It's not just people are always looking for that thing to make them happy, and it's like exactly like what happened in the show. Like Bet, she wasn't ever gonna be that peak happiness until okay, she only had to go and do a silent retreat. But I'm sure there was lots of therapy as well. That's the way I'm writing it in my head anyway,
Yeah,
that she went and did a year of therapy. And I mean, that's what we've all been asking for. But deep down inside, she's just a better version of herself because she still screamed at that man in the street, "Just a minute!" So she's still in there,
totally.
but
Yeah,
but she's just a self-actualized Bet.
yeah. And I loved what Jennifer Bills said. I think it was a print interview. They were asking like, "Oh, like what is Beth's journey this season?" And she said Beth's story this season is about self-mastery.
Yeah.
And and of course I've heard that phrase before, but I was like, oh, like what is the definition of self-mastery? And I have been really thinking about that consciously. Like ever since I read that, I was like, wow, like that's so interesting. And I hope in these final two episodes we see like a point where she's challenged and you see her, because you can always like make the decision. You can turn right or you can go left, you know? And like, and there's a lot of nuance in that. And I hope we get to see the nuance. Like Bette was always the best written character, always. You know, if I could ask, the thing I would want to know, either from like Eileen Chaikin or Jennifer Beals, is like, when did you know, when was the moment that when you were writing for Bette that you knew she was iconic?
Yeah.
Jennifer Beals would never be able to answer that question because I asked something sort of like that when I interviewed her, and she's like, I don't know, you tell me. It's like she can't critique it. She can't like critique it on that level, or doesn't feel comfortable. But I would ask Eileen Chaikin that question, and I think she'd be able to answer it in a fleshed out way.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something different about the. I mean, every lesbian in the world like knows who Bette Poor. Like she's just famous, infamous, revered, whatever way you want to put it. But there's just something completely different about her from I mean, everybody else obviously is great too, but it's just, to me anyway, there's just that little something different.
Somebody's asking for gossip. I can tell you guys one thing that is sort of interesting. We kind of riff on it because I want it kind of, it's about back in the day. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. It has to do with Dana.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Guys, do you want a story? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll tell a story. This comes from a very, very reliable source. So apparently, first of all, Erin Daniels didn't want to leave the show. Like we always knew that. What happened was between season 2 and season 3, the original president of Showtime was Robert Greenblatt.
I think so, yeah.
Robert Greenblatt was the one who greenlit the L Word. And either after season 1 or after season 2, he was replaced by David Nevins, who then went on to run Showtime for like the next decade. And there was some issue where it had to do with money, like for the cast. What? Because like the cast was so robust. It was like, again, going back to the fact that it's an expensive show to make. And he said, we'll renew you for season 3, but one of the characters has to go at the end of season 3. And I think he actually said one of the characters has to die. And then Eileen Chaikin just had her hands tied, and that's the story they came up with, that she had breast cancer, which is a realistic story. Like, okay. But it wasn't Eileen Chaikin's decision to kill Dana. It was this David Nevins character who was running Showtime.
That's why it must be so difficult for them sometimes. It must be so difficult for them sometimes with stuff like that. Like, think how much shit Eileen Chaikin got for that. And really, like, she would have got just as much shit if she killed off Alice or Shane or someone else. And there's so many other things that, like, I've heard that I'm like, ooh, if people, like, knew the real thing, like, you might not get as much shit. So, like, that's...
Yeah. I said this last week. So somebody's saying, why couldn't it have been, Lisa is saying, why couldn't it have been Jenny? So just last week, we were emailing with Guinevere Turner, and as a Guinevere Turner, we were inviting her to do something, and we said, oh, you can play Jenny. And she was like, why did it have to be Jenny? She goes, we were trying to get rid of Jenny since season 1, but Eileen wasn't having it.
Well, she
So she was never.
Yeah. She would
And
never have killed off Jenny.
and
Never.
it also made me think. It also made me think. Okay, we'll renew you for season 6, but somebody has to die. It made me rethink history. Like, why
Mm.
would Eileen Chaikin want to kill Jenny? And if I get the opportunity to interview Eileen Chaikin, I will ask her these questions. I'm going to bring up the David Nevitz. I'm going to mention it all. Like, I'm asking her everything. And I think she'd be open. So much time has passed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
You
I
need the
can't
passage of
imagine.
time to
Mm.
air it out.
Yeah. And also she's not, I mean, like, I know she's still associated with the show, but it's not like she's, in there every day working with these people.
Right. But
Yeah.
I will say everybody Google this article. An article came out this week. Google that there's a Gen Q / like Jenny article came out. I gotta find it, but it was really interesting. Saying like the thing that Gen Q is getting wrong. It was the thesis of it was basically Gen Q is trying to be so good that they're missing out on the bad and the naughtiness of the original
Mm.
L Word, and how Jenny was like a villain that you could like sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
Everyone should find that article because it was really good.
That's the thing, like, there isn't very much of that in Gen Q, like, it's always everybody's, like, so there is nobody, like, kind of controversial, or everybody's, like, too nicey nice
Boring.
that's yeah, that I was just gonna say boring, that's boring
Like Jenny was
TV.
somebody like you couldn't take your eyes off her. Like I
Yeah.
hated her and Marina, like that I fast
Yeah, me
forwarded
too.
through, but like Mia Kirshner, they just all the stuff with the vagina wig and like the dog and then dating the vet. Like I was so intrigued by all of that. I was like, it felt so real. Like it didn't feel like a scripted show to me. Like Mia, I think she's probably I think she's maybe a better actress than Jennifer. She's just so realistic. Um,
It's a lot of improv with her too, like,
yes.
so Bet is a villain. Oh, but that I was just gonna say this before when you were talking about Shane and, like, the one thing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard everybody knows this, but I haven't heard mention of it lately. Are we all forgetting that Sherry Jaffe is coming back?
Why? So annoying. I mean, I like that in the original, but like, why are we still going with that?
I
Oh, I
know.
strayed so far away from my point. Though I went on that whole tangent about like people being single in relationships. I This was my point. I feel like Shane could be a really good that could be her story. Like I need to stop getting into these monogamous relationships. Like
Mhm.
I don't want that. Like can't she just be honest instead of like being stuck with these people that like you were into for like a few months? And like that's real and just like be freed. She doesn't want to be tied down.
Yeah, it's,
Instead of these like fake romantic storylines with Shane, which just like aren't they never land.
and also, I remember, I think it was on Bloody Pants or an interview, like, a while ago, that I remember Kate and maybe it was first season, that Kate was like, "The last thing I ever want is Shane to just be doing, like, what she did in the original," and, like, isn't that what they're doing with the whole Kaylani thing? Like,
I
I
don't know
like
where they're
Kayla
going with that.
because I honestly.
Unless Shane like completely shuts her down, is like, no, I'm in a relationship. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what's wrong?
Yeah. But I just feel like the thing this week with, like, the waitress and stuff too, like, I feel like they were laying, like, the
Yeah.
tracks.
Some person just yelled, Give us the tea. I just gave you 2 pieces. What else do I have to do? That's so weird. Like,
Listen, they always want more.
I just gave it to you. Jesus Christ.
Always want more.
All
Never
right, guys,
satisfied.
ask us some questions. What do you want to know? Jess, you described the Bette and Tina love scene as long. I did. I didn't. I think I was saying that it was like good.
Or like a lot, I think. Not long.
Oh yeah, maybe I was saying it was I was talking about my own like. How did you feel like what as they were like? How did you feel? Like, did you have the same like nervous energy that I did?
Yeah, I think when it's, I mean, I am like the biggest simp in the world for both of them, so like it wouldn't matter like what was going on, but I that bit where Bet's like, I'm different, like that, like
Love
I
that.
don't know what.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, that like
Loved it.
really
That
hit
was
me
a
in
beautiful
the. I know, I loved that, like, and yeah, I know there was those people. I was talking to my friend Celine about this before. We are
moment. I
saying
was
this,
shaking in my boots.
yeah,
So
that's Celine. I was like, the people were complaining about this, about that, about them not taking enough clothes off, about this and that, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is what, like, Jesus Christ. Be grateful this is what we got. Like, they're both extremely, extremely, they don't owe anyone shit. Like, they did this in the original, and I mean, there's definitely something else coming, but except the warm up, and I think it was, I really liked it, and I did really like that like moment with before they were
yeah.
going.
I did think it was perfect that it was Bet who was saying like I've changed or whatever. But it's just so funny. It's like Tina's been like fucking Rosie O'Donnell. It's like
I didn't even think about that.
I think you're okay.
She was probably
Like
like taking her fucking, what was that, Tum she was always taking.
oh, somebody said, what do you guys think of how they're handling Shane and Alice? It's like circling the drain. More I need Alice. I would love if I'm very excited for Alice to meet and date Joey Lauren Adams' character. I don't even know her character name, but I loved Chasing Amy. That is like literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I talked to Guinevere Turner about it when I interviewed her recently, and she gave all the behind the scenes on that. Apparently, wait, what just happened?
Oh, I just was sharing the screen because Dean said that
What
we
is this?
because for remember when they started filming, she posted those 2 chairs, and we're all like, oh, okay, when the episode airs, she's gonna put the fucking picture up of them in the chairs. So she just posted it.
But what is that background?
That
Oh,
like
this is at
they
that
film,
gallery.
it's where they filmed the traffic bit. So like when Bet runs up to Tina's car, this is like where they were shooting that night. It's like the inside, but they were outside, obviously.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Somebody says, I hate that movie. Listen, go rewatch Chasing Amy. How do you feel about Chasing Amy?
I'm not like a super, like, I think it's good, but I don't think I've seen it in a long time. And maybe I've only seen it once.
I recently rewatched. I've seen it a lot, and I recently rewatched it. But I feel like somebody like Joey Lauren Adams, that would be very appropriate for.
Yeah,
And she
I
has
like
a
her.
silliness about her.
Mhm.
Oh, something I'm sorry, something Guinevere Turner told me was that during the filming of Chasing Amy, she was showing Joey Lauren Adams' Meow Mix, which was this iconic lesbian club in New York, and they filmed a scene inside of it, and she got them the location because she was friends with the owner, Gwen Turner. And she said that when they were hanging out there that night, she took Joey Lauren Adams downstairs to the basement because like the owner was like going to renovate it. So they go down to the basement, and Joey Lauren Adams asked her if she wanted to make out. And at the time, well, first of all, Joey Lauren Adams is A, not gay, B, she was dating Kevin Smith, the writer director of the movie at that time. And Gwyneth Turner was like, no, what is wrong with you? And the next day, Kevin Smith called her and was like, hey, I just want to let you know, Joey told me what happened. And she was like, you guys are fucked up. So
I feel like
just know that she hit on Gwyneth Turner.
That is like a straight woman thing. Like I don't know what it is that maybe I don't know. Sometimes it's like the people that a lot of the time that people are in relationships that I think they think, oh, I'm gonna get like attention or something, but it's not like technically cheating because it's a woman. Like, did you ever have that?
Did I ever have what?
Like straight women that I don't know. It's like they like get they enjoy like they'll want attention from you and like to do something like that, like
Oh,
make out, but it's like
no,
yeah, it's
no, not
odd.
in no, I'm not even gonna tell the story. No. Yes, she must have been researching her role. Yeah, because the character was inspired by Guinevere.
Oh, okay.
If you listen to the interview with Guinevere, we really flesh it out. And tells the whole story of how Chasing Amy came to be. Oh, yeah, somebody asked a good question earlier. Do we think Seppi would come back? Now that Jennifer Beals is gone, do we think Seppi would come back in season 4? I mean, I feel like the door may be open for her. If there's a season 4.
Yeah, my thing would be like I don't know, if that was me and that situation had happened, I'd be like I don't know. I don't it's just why would she go back after being being treated that way? And it's not like girl's not desperate. She's got plenty of options,
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously I would love to have her back, but
they were asking, what do we think about Alice's how do you feel about Alice's relationships? That's a great question. I think she has good chemistry with a lot of people, but I don't know why they got stuck on her dating men. It's like not what we want to see. I feel like this thing with Joey Lauren Adams, like to me, they seem very well matched, age appropriate. You can see that there would be chemistry between the two of them. They make sense.
Yeah, I don't that even that Nexium thing was so random too.
Oh, I thought that was very funny.
I mean it was funny, but it was random as hell.
Is Gigi queer? Oh, people don't know this? Oh, I can give you like all right. A few years ago, before the L Word was before Gen Q was on the air, a friend of mine matched with Seppi on a dating app. And they went on 1 or 2 dates.
Oh my God, lucky fucker.
And this is like a friend of a friend. This is like not a close friend. This is like a person somewhat removed. And get this girl rejected Seppi. She was like, yeah, I didn't think there was anything special about her. She was like, yeah, I'm like some actress. And I was like,
I'm fucking friends with Leisha and Kate. Jesus.
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people?
So yeah, Seppi's on the app. Well, at least back then was on the apps. I don't know what her deal is. I don't know if maybe she dates men and women. I don't know. But she was dating women before the L Word.
I think there's some people like ask if you haven't been here the whole time, you might want to go back to the beginning when this is over, because we did like talk about some of that stuff before, people asking about Seppi and things. It has like a little delay sometimes, so they could like be catching up also.
Gia, this is the mystery of life. What were Jennifer and Seppi fighting about? Girl, I want the tape. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know that.
No one, we don't know. How did the date? I think the date was okay. The girl that I know of wasn't impressed with Seppi. Listen, I'm just reporting the news.
You sound like me now. You don't like the fucking news I'm reporting,
You
but
like
you're
news.
gonna.
I just gave you good news. She was on Dating App David Women. Now you're mad at like 3 people removed that they didn't like her.
Just
Yes,
be glad they're not mad at you.
casting Joey opposite Alice is perfect casting. Yes.
So my question is,
Mm.
how are we going to go from where we are now to like what is going to happen over these 6 episodes, like even time wise? Like I just feel as though we're going to have like this jumble of 6 episodes, and then how are we going to get to a wedding
I
in
think they're
episode
gonna
9
have
of
to time jump. I think they're gonna have to time
yeah.
jump. If not now, they need to time jump. Like
Well,
they're
they're definitely
thinking ahead. It would make sense to time jump 1 year later.
yeah.
That's the only thing that would make sense. And I know you were saying, oh, but there was like Halloween stuff around. Yeah, it would be
Like
1 year later,
Thanksgiving,
so there
yeah.
would be Christmas stuff around or whatever it is.
Because they have to I mean, they are going to time jump now a little bit at least, because episodes 1 and 2 took place over 2 days. And at the end of episode 1, Danny says, "Oh, Sophie's going to talk to Alice about doing my 100th episode," and that is in episode 3. So I think they must jump a couple of weeks or a month down the road, and then that would put, because there was a September timestamp in this episode, so that would put us around like October. So we know Halloween is episode 4. And then there is a Thanksgiving episode. I think it's like 7 or 8, maybe 8. But then it had like, it just would be so close, because literally there was like I wouldn't say Halloween decor. I'd say like pumpkins and like things like that were all around. So yeah, I mean, I think that yeah, it's oh god.
You're saying, why wait a year for a wedding when you quit your job and move out of the country? I know. Listen, it was a dramatic move. She's going home to
Yeah.
get clothes.
And a passport.
Oh my god, she didn't even have a passport.
She didn't even have a fucking sweater. She never mind.
She didn't have a passport. That's hilarious. I doubt she walks around with it on her. No change of underwear. Do you okay? So now so now they're asking why. Okay, why is Jennifer Beals leaving? She doesn't get along with the showrunner. She doesn't like it.
I mean, I also think that the only way that she can force the hand to
Yeah.
get what she wanted, to get what we wanted, was like, that's the only way. Because what else? They get another season, they drag it out for another year. Look how far the 2 years we went nowhere.
I think it's
and in 2 episodes.
I think it's a mix of they were probably like, okay, Oh, but why not change Marja? Yes. No, she did not. She did not hire the showrunner. No, Showtime
No.
hired the showrunner.
Yeah.
You can't, guys. I'm gonna break this down in one quick sentence, but I can't go on and on about it. Showtime's allegiance is with Marja. End of story. Why? I don't really know, but she's an overall deal at Showtime. They can't cut her loose. Jennifer wanted a new showrunner. Wasn't a possibility. They can't. That's really as much as I know. And I think there was a lot of other things as well that were difficult for Jennifer. I know somebody who directed, I think I told you this. I know somebody who directed like 4 episodes.
I met when I was on set, and they were so nice to me. They talked to me for like 20, 30 minutes.
M was in the writer's room. So I met M because M was in the writer's room for A League of Their Own.
Yes.
And then he was going off to direct a string of 4 episodes. You ready for this? I don't think I told you this.
No, I think you did.
What?
About just.
I'm just gonna say this. This is gonna go over a lot of people's heads. Okay, I'm talking to you directly, Ash. So I've been trying to like get interviews, whatever. They come out of the Showtime world. I get an email from Marja's PR people who want to do an interview. In the press release, they're talking about M. They misgender M like 3 times. I have it. I'm going to send it to you. In the pitch for how she's being so inclusive and whatever, they're like, and they use M as an example. They're like giving her an opportunity. So I swear to God.
Because and
it's an insanely written PR pitch too. It's a wildly written pitch.
Jesus Christ! Like,
yeah, I'll send it to you after.
Oh Lord.
Yes, and worked with League of Their Own. What else do you guys want to know about? You can't repost this, guys. Or you can't just like keep it.
Don't email it to Showtime.
Yeah, don't, please, guys.
Because otherwise, this will be the last one.
If you want me to get an interview with anybody, you can't out me on this.
Yeah, we want Jess to get interviews.
If you want me to interview anybody, you got to be on my side.
I know.
Who is M? M is
M. Weinstein.
M. Weinstein is he wrote on the new A League of Their Own, and then he went on to direct 4 episodes of Gen Q. That's who M is. You can find him on Instagram.
He uses he, they, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's a mustache.
Yeah.
He's a trans man.
Yeah.
Not non-binary.
Oh, because when I was on set, they told me, they said to me, use they.
Really?
Because they all had little like tags.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, he's a trans man.
Okay, well,
I don't. It's hard for me to use they. I'm just of a generation. Like, give me one or the other. I know that's not politically correct, but whatever. Listen, I was born in 1982. I'm 40 years old. I can't.
I went to Yale, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, as someone else said something, I was gonna mention that.
Oh, when the original Edward ended, there was talks of a spinoff or a movie.
Oh, and people. That's what I was gonna say. People keep asking about Jennifer and Eileen doing like another project and it being like Tibet, but it's like Showtime own the characters.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Oh no, yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like they Eileen wouldn't be able to anyway, I don't think. But
Also, like,
would,
where's the store?
yeah.
They wouldn't do that.
And that's like a step back for Eileen too. So
I think if it ended, it would be like a beautiful ending if they just like end it at its natural course. Like, don't push it. You're not gonna, otherwise you're gonna go out with one shitty more season and then it's gonna get canceled. Great.
And that's the way everyone will remember it ended, just like the fucking original. Because
Yeah, go out on a high with like your favorite characters getting married, like.
Because I think
Seppi, I could. My concern is my audience wouldn't know who she is. I love. I could, but I don't have like a strictly lesbian audience, so I have to be. Oh yes, the L Word Christmas tickets are on sale now, guys. We're waiting to hear back from Seppi. If everyone goes to, I did want to plug this. Everyone go to joespub.com. Tickets are on sale for December 15th. I will be there.
Oh, you can meet Jess. I'll put the link in the comments when this is over so that people who come later can see it and they can go get tickets.
Yeah, so everybody mark the L Word Christmas Carol is happening. Dana.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, Dana, Kit, and Jenny are the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, and it's all through the lens of Bette hating Christmas.
Oh, it's such a good idea.
The whole thing is Bette and Tina, and then you have like Alice and Shane on like each side, and they have Bette and Tina have a sex scene in it, and they're all just sitting in chairs. It is hilarious. It's like a staged play reading. They have a sex scene. Are they streaming it? Ooh, I'd have to ask my friend. I don't think so. I think you got to be there, baby.
That would be so good if they were.
I think the tickets are like $20 or something. If you're in
That's
New York or Jersey or Brooklyn or Connecticut, like this is a fun night out in the city.
Oh my god, yeah, I would totally go if I was there. It sounds so fun.
Jess gets Seppi and will come to your channel.
They'll come over in hordes.
I'm worried. I'm hoping another interview comes through, which would be exciting. It's fascinating, guys. Here's some more tea. It is fast. Like my show is like interview based, a lot of the times. And I said, they asked me, do you want to interview anybody from the show? I said, yeah, I'd love to interview Jennifer Beals, Leisha Haley, or Kate Menig. All unavailable. Oh, please.
Shocking.
Let me interview fucking Sophie. I'd love to talk to her.
I do.
So thank you. Yeah, somebody from your channel found my Melissa Etheridge interview, and they wrote a whole long they like, thank you, Ashley. Yeah, you guys can find videos of my. I have a lot of videos of my interviews on. I do put them on YouTube. Will Seppi be at that event? We'll see. Hopefully.
Could be.
Could be. Yes, this event is happening in New York City. Yes. joespub.com.
I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, December 15th. So guys, when we're done here, go to Joe's Pub and look.
So
make more. I know we're not doing this to make a lot of money. We're doing it for fun.
Nobody who makes LGBTQ content is making it to make money.
We're not doing L Word Christmas Carol to get rich.
We all have real jobs.
We're doing it because it's hilarious.
Yeah. These are all projects of passion.
The script went out to Kate and Leisha because they're going to be in New York. They are going to be in New York in December to promote the show. And so if the dates line up, they will come, but we got to see how the dates look. You know, Jordan Hull went to Henrietta Hudson for the premiere.
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw.
I saw Ari and Seppi making out with my own eyes. I was right there, guys.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm sure that they'll do a couple, because they normally get like good people at Henrietta Hudson's, don't they? You go there.
Can I tell you what my favorite scene was in this whole episode?
Which one?
My favorite scene, maybe in all of Gen Q, was the scene of Bet saying goodbye to each of the characters. And when she says to Alice, with the exception of Tina, you are my absolute favorite ex-girlfriend, and they cut to Angie and she's like, that was hilarious. Thank you for so cute, Desquita. I appreciate that.
It was just such like,
that was hilarious. You like are my absolute favorite ex-girlfriend.
Only a lesbian.
That is real. That is funny.
Oh God. Oh God. What do you think is gonna happen now? Like for the rest of the season? How do you foresee this all going down?
I have no idea. I mean, like, how do we get to the wedding?
Like,
I don't know. I truly don't know spoilers. I'm not a spoiler person. Like, I want to see something fresh with my own eyes. I really try to avoid spoilers. What do I think? Well, anything I think is going to make logical sense.
So
like, you want me to like
not gonna happen?
Remove logic from my brain?
And the sense of time.
The only thing I'll tell you is I don't want to see Angie fucking dudes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm just not thrilled about the. I don't know. I still think that she's so young. I don't. Maybe that's me being old.
Boyfriend, like that's gonna like annoy me. Like where does I guess we're just stuck with all these people. Finley, these people are just like not interesting. Any plans to do interviews for your podcast from the outward? Baby, I'm trying. I'm trying. They asked me who I wanted. I told them Jennifer, Alicia, and Kate, all unavailable. Okay. They asked if I wanted Marja, and I said no.
They do not make life easy.
I rebutted with somebody else, and we're in. You guys will be the first to know if something comes through. It's still in the works.
I saw somebody ask about the car accident. I mean, we've seen pictures of next episode, so I don't even know why they're doing this.
Having just been in a car accident. Is she only in one more episode?
Next episode's the last.
So they're going to have to focus a lot on her.
Because she's gone by the Halloween episode. I think I said this last week, but that person that's all in white, they like went to middle school with Danny, but this isn't a spoiler because it doesn't happen, but Demi Lovato is supposed to play them.
Right.
And
that would have been amazing.
Yeah, so like Halloween, she's gone. So I don't even know why they did the accident, because like what repercussions is it going to have?
So I predict the purpose of the accident was she realizes that her family is really Nat, and she doesn't want to waste more time away from Nat and the kids. Like it took like a life or death moment to like prioritize that.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
yes, I
mean,
definitely think Nat and Gigi are getting back together, like, obviously,
yeah.
of course.
I think that I think they had no intention for that, and then they were just like, "How do we get her
Mhm.
out of here?"
Yeah.
So, because I'm assuming Stephanie Allen's just back for that like one episode because they've been like, "Oh, hi, Nat," like
Yeah.
because they only had her for one episode.
Like, why are they dealing with Tessa's mom? Who gives a shit?
I know it's just the thing is that like I kind of talked about this a little bit in my video. If you would have if you would have introduced the newer characters, like you said, like at Alice's work, like that makes sense that Sophie and Finley are at Alice's work.
Yep.
And then you had, Angie, obviously is Bette and Tina's kid. And then, okay, like Shane and Tess, whatever, but Shane has this bar and then starts dating her. Like it makes sense instead of just like this random group of people where they're like, Micah's Bette and Tina's kid's therapist and like random things that don't even really connect or like make sense. And if you have like what you had this episode where you have okay Angie like okay technically like it's a new character but not really like she was a kid in the original obviously but she's the kid of two main characters like that's really connected and you have
Oh,
Tess.
I consider Angie is, canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I've gone back and, like, watched some scenes, and it's like, "Oh, this kid was there all along." Like, Angie is, like, not Gen Q to me. Like, this I is so organic and natural and perfect.
But like if you had Tess like she just some of her in this episode, the way they had her, like she was in it just enough, and there was, like those moments where like Tess was the one who was like, "There's the car," like da da da. I don't know. It just felt like this is what you should be doing with these characters, not like putting them in scenes in situations where they win us over by like they're on our side, not oh
Yeah,
we're fucking cutting away for the seventh time to Finley and Sophie that like everyone's angry about.
it's so annoying.
So and also I am super worried I'm worried
Oh,
about a lot of things.
tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
But I am just worried that like I said I don't really 5, 7, and 8. I think Tom comes back in 7 or 8. That's the only thing I really know. And Leisha and Kate are also not in an episode each.
That's
Different
so weird.
episodes. So it's either going to be because they're both in 6 and Kate's definitely in 4. So it's most likely 5 or 7. So say one's not in 5 and one's not in 7. That's just like no bet, like that's gonna be 2 real tough episodes where there's only Shane or only Alice.
Well,
And
that's when the truth
epis
is gonna come out. They're gonna see, like, you know how you were talking how, like, you can see when things, like, dip and stuff, like, on the chart. Can they see that? Like, when people are fast forwarding through stuff?
I mean, they probably can't really see it's weird because YouTube, like I I showed some of my patrons. It is insane what you can see on YouTube. And like I told Jess this just for you guys' context sake. Like if most YouTube, it is considered good retention if you have over 30%. So basically the second that a video starts and everybody, the 100% of people that join, everybody has, even Mr. Beast has this drop off that like people just start leaving the video. So you are always trying to win people over. My retention's really good. It's like 70%, maybe 60% on some like videos that aren't, super big ones.
Right.
But most 99% of retention charts, they start here, they go like this, people drop off, and then it goes along, and just you'll slowly have people over time leave, but you want that line as straight as possible. And nearly every Mr. Beast, every YouTuber you can think of, the line is straight, but it just will go like a little dip like that. I've never seen a retention chart like this, because episode 1, my video, you can just see people skipping to the Bette and Tina parts.
Right.
And it's like, when I'm talking about Bette and Tina, the retention is like 85%. Like, it's insane. And then once it moves on to someone else, it's like, and even just like I can see the retention, the amount of people coming to my channel. Like, I normally categorize each episode as a week, because like tomorrow I'll do a video, I do drinks at Dana's, I do all the same pretty much amount of videos per week, so I know like, oh, this was this review, this was the things you missed one. And it's wild, the difference. And obviously I'm not in Showtime, I am just using my own data, but if they're seeing half of what I'm seeing,
Right. Yeah.
like, it's not like, it's not even like you could interpret it one way or another. Like, the difference is night and fucking day. Like,
see, here's the thing, guys. You guys are talking about ratings. They don't care about ratings.
I don't care about ratings.
Streaming show ratings aren't a thing. That's an
And
antiquated system.
it's Showtime too. Showtime don't give a shit about ratings. They care about people
They throw
buying.
the show on Sunday nights for people who can't figure out how to use the Showtime Anytime app.
Yeah. But they only care if people buy the thing, and that's
this is a good question. Why is Pippa? Wait, actually, two quick things. So it seems like Kate and Leisha direct the Bette and Tina wedding.
Kate directed episode 9. Leisha directed episode 10.
Isn't that insane? What?
Well, this is I mean,
like, how could they give their first time directors given like the most complex thing?
Because think about it. Everybody has their own agendas and their own cards to play, and going into the show, they have, I don't know how to word this, but they're executive producers. They've taken a lot for the team. Like, they're team players too. Like, they're the ones that, they do the handful of interviews. They do a lot of the stuff. And their one thing was that they wanted to be able to direct something, because then they're able to get their Directors Guild thing.
Okay.
So, because I mean, season 3 has been written as a finale, so this is kind of like the last shot for them to be able to, because now that they're directors, so it's a much easier now for them to get a directing job, because it's like Screen Actors Guild, once you're in there, you're able to get those other things. So I know going into the show, that was like one of the things that they really wanted.
But why? But I find it curious that, like, why wouldn't they direct episodes like 3 and 4? It just seems like the stakes are so high, and they'd be big figures in. Like, I would assume the episodes that they're not in would either be the ones that they were directing, or the ones that like were right before they were directing.
Yeah.
The prep.
I mean, that's what
I mean, who knows? Maybe Leisha Haley's a brilliant director and can direct the hell out of the Bette and Tina wedding. What do I know?
Yeah.
Also, we all know directors don't really do anything. It's actually the DP that does everything.
I mean, that's no.
Oh, and then somebody else wrote that sparked that question about why they directing. Why the fuck is Pippa? Why do we got to look at Pippa dealing? Are we going to be annoyed?
No, I think that it's just like a friendship thing, like in
she's not
in the first episode.
Stop the wedding.
No. And I think that they just wanted to have Vanessa back, like
Okay.
with Rosie, because I heard lots of good things about people working with her. So I think they just wanted to have her back for an episode, because I'm like, I don't know whether they cut it or not, but I had heard the intention was she was supposed to be in episode 1. So I don't know whether they just cut it for time and they had, like they've done with Nat, just, oh, hello on the phone. But yeah, something happens in episode 10 that I won't spoil, but she it'll be interesting what the reaction is to
Like in a good
she
way or a bad way?
It could go either way. she
What?
has a new she has a new flame.
And is that person important? Is that
Yeah.
something we know from the past?
Oh yeah. No, someone we know. Current.
Oh, currently.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Mm.
Somebody we know. Should I try to guess? Have they been on Gen Q?
Yeah. They're on Gen Q right now.
Oh. Well, it's not
But
now. It's not Gigi. The only person.
it's not Gigi. there's
How could
there's
somebody? Danny?
no. There's a lot of people in the finale though, and there's a lot going on.
Can you
And
blink
then
twice if Holland Taylor comes back?
listen, I want her back
That's all
so
she
bad.
wants.
I want her back so bad. And I honestly, if they had got her back, I honestly believe that Sarah Paulson would do it, because it's the fucking L word. Like there is people coming that hasn't been announced.
Who could Pippa?
And there's a good OG in the finale and in episode 6. The face.
I'm like stunned now. Somebody that we know on Gen Q is gonna wind up dating Pippa.
I think it's like, I think the Bette and Tina's wedding is going to be the old pickup spot for everyone.
I can't.
No, not Felicity. I don't think Felicity will be at the wedding.
Wait, so they meet at the wedding, or they've been dating?
No. I think that they meet at the wedding.
Oh, they meet at the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stumped. Not Carrie.
No, can you imagine?
I don't know. I'm stumped.
I am curious whether Tess and Shane are going to be together, because I don't know like what else they're going to do with Tess if she's not with Shane. But I know, I mean, they kept telling me like Jamie has a lot going on this season. So are they going to, I guess maybe they're going to like make her like more of a character outside of the relationship with Shane, since we've got some lead spots freed up.
Yeah. Yeah, like it would make sense to bump up the Alice and Shane screen time, but they're talking on Pants how they're barely in this season. Great.
Yeah. That's what, yeah.
Can you believe they come out with that episode of Pants this week and like don't even talk about Gen Q?
I know.
They must bank those episodes, and like they don't. How do you not talk? Your show is back on the air.
They only record like literally about 10 days in advance. So it's not like they're recording like months in advance and they're like, oh, we don't know what. It's literally like 10 days. Like, why would you not say anything?
How is that podcast so popular?
I do not. Like I said,
people listen to that. And I
I
love these
defend
people. Like,
everything.
I am the target audience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's nothing interesting being said here at all.
I sometimes, if I know there's something about Gen Q, I will listen to it on like 2.5 times speed just to like get the
Yeah.
information, because it is so but the thing is, like, if I have an off like, I'm not trying to be like I'm wonderful, but I put so much time and
You are
energy into
wonderful.
my videos, but my video, this is it. This is it. Like the cat and me, but they have like fucking they're fucking rich, so they have all the shit in the world. They have producers, they have PAs, they have like, what are these people doing? to like, I feel like they just sit down and just like hit the record and just like, there's no okay, this week we're
There's
gonna
no substance, there's no content, there's no they can't, we talked about this last time, they can't say anything. Like, they
but
need
then
to
they
roll up their sleeves and tell us why Seppi and Jennifer Beals hate each other. That's what we want to know. What does that mean? The real life Harding from Dead to Me. What does that mean?
the show Dead to
No,
Me?
I know that show, but
Oh.
I only watched the first season. I don't get it. What is that? The real life
Where's
Jen
the
Harding.
comment?
What does that mean?
Who's the real life Jen Hart? Oh, yeah, I think they're saying you are. That's a good
Well,
compliment.
what does that mean? I don't know what that means. It's like speaking for
She's like a straight shooter. No,
Oh,
no sort of
got it.
fap. She's just like,
No airs.
yeah.
What's the difference? That's funny. This person, Miami Sammy, says, what's so different between pants and what you two are doing now? Well, we're saying stuff. We're interesting. We're
Yeah,
bringing something to the table here.
also they're making like a
So funny.
shitload.
They're gonna keep
We're doing this for free.
Pants will outlive us all because
Yeah. One of my really like super loyal subscribers and patron, like I have this Facebook group just for my patrons and members, and one of them, Robin, she put in there the other day, she's like, I found the use for pants. I was having real trouble going to sleep and I put an episode on it in like 5 minutes.
that's hilarious. Mia Kirshner dated Kate. Yeah, girl. We said that last week. We are saying stuff.
Yeah, we're saying stuff and things. I loved it. Oh, well.
How does the Pants podcast make money? Because it gets a lot of downloads.
And they're sponsored. And they're sponsored too.
Yeah. They have a lot of ads. Those pre-roll ads, and then they read ads, and then there's the ads at the end. The whole thing is ads.
And merch.
Oh, this is a great question for you. Zoe says, any news about behind the scenes and deleted scenes? Was there an update there?
Yeah, so when I was on set, like I had, you know, time with Marja, time with Jamie, time with like makeup, hair, costume, all this stuff. And then but the whole time I was with Marja's assistant, Monica, who's super nice. And at the end, we had like half an hour where she was like, okay, like anything you want to say, like boom. And like one of the first things I said was like there is so much that you could be doing that it doesn't even require any work, like minimum work, because deleted scenes and bloopers, people would fucking kill for those. And also the show, as a very social media heavy show, you just need to literally put them up and people will do the work for you. And she was like, oh, this is a really good idea. And so then she brought it to Marja, and then Marja brought it to Showtime. So they told me like 2 or 3 days ago they're working on it. And so Monica told me they're working on it. So I sent them an email being like, hey, because the person I was like mostly friendly with at Showtime like isn't there anymore.
Uh-huh.
And the people that are there now, like I don't know how. I know that the person that was there was a lesbian, so like she was very, even though she was like higher up, she used to control the account and stuff like that. So I had like a good relationship with her, and so I sent them an email that was basically like, can I help, can I be involved, can I do something? But zero zip nada. But Monica did say they are working on the deleted scenes and
It's going to
the
be all
bloopers.
new scenes.
This is the thing that I'm worried about. This is
It's
why
going to
I've
be more
tried to
soap
insert myself.
that we don't care about.
This is why I've tried to insert myself, because I want to be like, guys, let me do it, okay? Just send it to me.
This is a good question. Parisa says, have you two ever shipped a couple so passionately it hurts when the show can't keep them together? How do you get over that? Oh, are you like comparing it to like Gigi and
Danny?
yeah, is that what they're saying? Shipped a couple where the show couldn't keep them together.
Mm.
Um,
Honestly, like outside of the L word, I mean, like when I was a teenager, I liked like Buffy and Angel and stuff, but like as a grown adult woman, like but even in my 20s, like it really, outside of the L word, I don't like, it's kind of, this is it for me.
yeah,
I mean, there's not tons of choice. I do like people like Alex and Piper and stuff like that, but it's not the same for me.
right.
Oh, Cali in Arizona. Yeah, I did love Cali in Arizona.
Yeah, I like them too.
But that was another one that was like just fucked up for no real rhyme or reason.
So you're saying that there's another Bette and Tina sex scene. Is it going to be just like quick? Is it going to be like for comedy?
I mean, I know this will be shocking information, but I wasn't actually there when they filmed it. And I did like this whole little like clue in one of my videos, and surprisingly someone got it like pretty quick, like within like 2 days. And I had like this L word cup, and like I made this little like video about it, but basically yeah, there's and I, this was told to me like ages ago. So the thing is, I hope they don't cut it after I've said this, but I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they won't. I think, yeah, people would riot.
Somebody said I was in the freezer when they filmed it.
Well, when I was on set, I left like a little camera and
Oh, that's interesting. Somebody saying Pippa is clearly not into women, but I don't know. I thought that she had good chemistry with. I thought Pippa and Bette had. I was sort of into them. I think. I'm into. I sort of was into Bette with everybody. Maybe
I'm just into Bette.
yeah, maybe with the exception of
Point blank,
Jodie.
period.
I felt like they rode that Jodie train so hard, and some of it was really good, but then like it tipped a little for me.
Yeah, I was never super into Jodie. And actually, I can't remember who said this to me. It was someone, oh, I think it's my friend Evelyn, who has a YouTube channel too, and she comes on, and I it's kind of relevant to the scene we saw, but Laurel Holloman has never had a bad sex scene, I believe. Like that whether she
Yeah,
has or not, I guess is like context, but I don't think so.
I agree.
But I Jennifer Beals or Bette and Tina, obviously, like Bette and Gigi and stuff, but I was never like really into like Bet and the Twink, Bet and Jody, like other people.
I found the stuff with Jody, I found it more interesting, like the intimacy between them, like with like
Mhm,
the sign language. That I really appreciated. And I felt like it added so much depth to the show.
mhm.
Do I need to see these two people having sex? Absolutely not. Um, but I liked the relationship,
Mhm.
but not I don't need the sexual component. Oh, I loved Carson and Greta. Love. People are saying them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, A League of Their Own was really good.
Yeah.
I really liked that show, and I did
Yeah.
a video on it like right maybe like a day after it came out, and it did terrible. So I didn't do any other videos on it. It's so weird that way because honestly, the L word for some other it's just it's all about the algorithm and like what people want to hear from you and stuff because obviously it's still like lesbian content, but like my friend Evelyn or like some of the other lesbian YouTubers that I'm friends with, like the L word doesn't do great for them. But like that's literally like it for me. That's my bread and butter. So
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
a lot of Bet and Danny shippers. Have you ever come across them?
Oh, yeah, I've come across them. I think they're whack. I don't get it. I'm like, what? Like, I don't see what you're seeing.
No, yeah, I
Jess,
just
tell
see
us
the
more about
Danny
that
crush.
RUGG. Oh, okay. Because this I can speak to because I was there. So that night, I swear to God, I went with my friend. My friends were hosting it, and I went like I was at dinner with my friend. I'm like, we gotta go. Like, I'm sorry, but we gotta go to this thing. Like my like
Gotta go look at these
guy
lights.
friend. I was with a guy friend. I'm like, listen, this is the picture of this woman. I'm like, I am in love with this woman. We gotta go. And and we happen to be like 10 blocks away. So we get there and he's like, are you gonna say hi? You gonna say, I oh yeah, I'm gonna say hi. But then I see that she's like all wrapped up with Ari, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Going on.
I was gonna like I don't know what I thought, but I was
You
like,
didn't think that.
I thought like, I don't know, in my mind, I was like, oh, like I don't know. Like I just what I thought. But I was so triggered by like seeing them together. He's like, you're not gonna say hi? I'm like, how the hell can I say hi now? Like, no, where is this gonna go? I don't need an awkward picture with like I wanted to like have a moment. But when I saw what was going on, and I said to my friends,
I saw what was going
they're
on.
like, this has been going on all night. I'm like, they're just like, make it out. They're like, it's crazy. And then they went to Stonewall and
Yes.
they were like dancing there, but they didn't last very long. The crowds were crazy, so they had to leave.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, that night that was it was like morning here. So when
Yeah,
I woke up, oh my God, like people were just like videos and like I was getting videos sent to me and it was like from this angle and then someone else was
yeah.
sending it from this
It's so
angle.
funny. I just put something on. I clipped out. It was. I did an episode. Has anybody here heard of the Lesbian Bar Project? It's a
Yeah.
documentary series that two of my friends created and
Oh,
directed.
cool.
And I interviewed them about it, like very recently, like 2 weeks ago, the episode came out. And at the end of that episode, we were talking about like the L word and just like, gossip and how like many years ago, I tell the story how I saw Sarah Paulson with, who was her ex partner, Cherry Jones,
Mhm.
this Tony award winning actress. I'm like, oh yeah, like I like followed them down the subway steps in like 2006. So I like tell this story. And then I go, by the way, were you guys at Henrietta's when? And my friend has a hilarious anecdote about that. And I clipped out the audio. I put it on my Instagram. If you guys there's no video. It's so I created the video of like the subway steps and subtitled it. And I thought it was amusing. So if you go to Jess X NYC, I just put it
I'm
up
gonna
this
go.
morning
I'm gonna go
because my
watch.
friend was because it was just a funny little minute of talk.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was. I think it was
We
just
talk
like,
about it in the episode where I go, did we ever get to the bottom of that? And then we ended on like they didn't date, but they loved the attention. That was like our
yeah,
conclusion. But that's
that
like
would be my
the last
conclusion.
10 minutes of that episode is literally us like talking about this.
It was crazy though, because I don't really ever go into like their personal stuff ever. Like I keep it about the show, but because that was going so crazy, I just put like it's a short, so it's not. I think it was like 60 seconds literally of them at Stonewall dancing, and then one other video of them like literally just at the bar, like hanging off each other, and I still probably get like the video has like over 200,000 views on YouTube from, and the comments just like constant, constant, constant. It's wild.
Yeah, I heard that too, that she had a boyfriend who was there.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
saying funny things, Seppi's boyfriend. How do people even know that? I heard that too, but how do you guys know that?
There's some great detectives in Elwood fandom.
Um, they broke the lesbian internet, yes.
Yeah. It was like trending on Twitter and everything. And actually trending.
Yeah.
Not when it's trending for you.
Was Bette and Tina trending at all? Either
I've
last
seen
week or
it
this week?
I've seen it like trend, people it's trending for you, but it's because it's your friends are talking about it, not actually. But I
Okay.
haven't noticed that because I don't, a lot of people I don't think understand how that sort of thing
Oh, this
works.
is a good question. Lolly says, "Do you think there were unscripted bits between Jennifer Beals and Laurel Holloman?" 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Normally I would say no to that, but them, yeah, absolutely, because there
Yeah.
always is. And they're like very from what I've been told anyway, they're very involved in like, if Bet has like a like that little speech, like Jennifer probably like played around with it and like tweaked it and stuff. Like she'll like add in like swear and stuff
You
like
you
that
mean
because
you mean the speech at the end
yeah,
for the
I
car?
would I would think so anyway. I
Yeah.
don't know that for a fact, but from everything that I've been told, and she, I mean, the woman's been playing the character for 20 years. Like she knows, like the as well, a lot of the stuff that is true, like real about the character, like that is her. Like I would never say this about regular TV shows. Like most people, they turn up and like even stuff that you think is improv is not. Like it's so rare in TV. They don't want to hear from the actors. They don't want anybody to tweak. They want you to read the words on the page. But it's different with them. Like they are far more involved, and
Yeah.
also they're that way anyway, but then doubly because they're executive producers too, so
Yeah.
their opinion actually does matter as well.
This is a good somebody's positing something interesting here. Train with Jules and Shauna says, "I think Finley is the heart of the new of Gen Q." I don't disagree. If we were forced, and if you can't take Angie out because Angie doesn't have scenes with them,
Hmm.
that could actually be interesting. Like if Angie, no, the age that would be inappropriate. Okay, yeah, I think because a friend of mine did text me like, "Who is Angie gonna fuck? That's gonna get her into the friend group."
Oh
Yeah, I do think Finley is probably because she's the most kind of serious. I mean, she's the goofiest, but also the most serious. There's a depth. There's the
God.
depth there. There's something behind the eyes. Whereas with Danny and Sophie, their eyes are dead.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm just There's
I
no soul, there's no soulfulness.
I do really like Jack Tobani too. I think she's a good actress as well.
Why did she dye her hair black?
She's all that I mean, she's from that show Grimm, and she always had dark hair in that. So
Oh.
I think she only dyed it for Finley.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I kinda
And
like the blonde. I don't know.
Actually, I had a really funny conversation with, when Leisha and Kate were doing that, like, pants thing. The second that I answered the call from them, Leisha was like, "Oh, I love your hair color," and I was like, "Oh, thanks," and she was saying, "Oh, I had that similar color in season 1," and I was like, "Yeah, actually, like, I kinda copied you," 'cause mine used to be
Oh
a
my god.
lot more like honey blonde,
Yeah.
and well, it's also this color because it's completely gray, so it's easier to lighten it, but she was like, "Oh, your hair looks, like, really, like, healthy too," and she was like, "Yeah, when I got it done in season 1, the hairstylist, like, burnt the shit out of her hair, and that's why at the L Word premiere, it's, like, short pink because she said her hair was just, like, fucked afterwards." I was like, "Oh god."
Oh, wow.
So maybe that's similar to what happened to Jack.
Wow. Wow, wow. Alright, guys. I mean, any final thoughts here? Any final question? I love Finley, she's a beautiful smile and teeth. Yeah, teeth are very important.
Mhm.
Jennifer Beals has great teeth.
Yeah. I
And
also I think
I love Seppi's teeth too, because you can tell they're real, they're not
real.
you can tell they're real, and I think she's just so cute. I think she's, like, the
Yeah.
cutest yeah.
Yeah, Jess, you gotta come back for
Should I
the
come back for the
wedding.
finale?
Yeah, of course,
Then
yeah.
it'll all be out. Yeah, maybe I'll come back for episode 10.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
finale. Oh my god. I'll be in
Is the sex
LA.
scene in 9 or in 10?
I'm not sure. It's I'm assuming it would be 10 though, because it's
Okay.
like the finale.
Alright, guys, I'll come back for 9 or 10. We're gonna look at calendars. I
Yeah,
would love
because
that.
I'm gonna be in LA too for
Cool. I'm gonna be in New Orleans. We're gonna be coming for you. Taking you around the globe. You know who I loved? This just somebody just reminded me, Jennifer Beals' great arms, yes. We know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I loved when Bette hooked up with Nadia.
Oh, yes, I
That
fucking
was
love
so
that.
great. And then it's crazy that they went I think she got the role on Grey's, like, based off of
Yeah,
that.
I do too. Yeah, I love Jessica Capshaw.
I asked Jennifer Beals what her workout routine is in my interview with her.
Did you? I love it. I need to listen to that or read that interview.
Yeah, it's a written thing. It's good if you got, like we talk about with Jennifer Beals, I think we talked about, like, the 6 Feet Under finale, and we talked because this is from
Oh, yeah.
2010.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, those interviews are good. Like, we talk about music, and with Laurel. We talk a lot about the movie The Kids Are All Right.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. All right.
Alright, loves. Thank you so much to everyone who came. There was a lot of people,
It
and
was so fun.
yeah, thank you so much for coming, Jess. Don't forget to go and listen to Jess's podcast, Hot Takes and Deep Dives. It's linked in the description box below. And also go and get tickets for an L Word Christmas Carol, Joe's Bar. I will
Joe's
get the
Pub.
link and Joe's Pub, and I'll
Yeah,
get it in
I'll send
the
you the link.
comments.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you so much for coming, Jess. Thank you so much for coming,
Yeah.
everyone. Tomorrow I'll be back with everything you missed in episode 2. And I'm recording Drinks at Dana's at 5 a.m. also. So
Why can't
it'll
it
be
be
out
5 AM?
because one's in Australia, one's in the US, and I'm here. So it's
Oh
like
my
a
god.
nightmare.
Wow.
So yeah. So
Wait, the one who's in the US, where? in the US are they?
Central time, Missouri.
Okay,
Yeah.
cute.
So, yeah. Well, I'll be back on Monday for regular live anyway, too. So,
Bye, guys.
bye everyone. Thanks. Have a good rest of your Friday. Bye.
Bye.